What makes a game fun? This is a question I've been trying to solve, and hopefully the answer will make my game GunSmith a whole lot better. Yeah, this is an amazing intro, but hello everyone and welcome to the third devlog of GunSmith, which is an epic roguelike about amazing weapon customization and also gunplay. So yeah, stay tuned to see what's new in the game, and thank you for the views on the previous video. And if you enjoy my videos, then please leave a like. I'm trying to get to 1k subs, so it would be a huge help if you just click that big red button. Yeah, with that being said, let's begin. So first on the list on how to make the game fun was Juice. In case you want a game dev nerd like me, Juice is basically the stuff that makes your game feel nice to play. Be it some nice squish animations when a player jumps, some amazing screen shakes and visual effects. Adding this can drastically change the feel of your game. So from the very beginning, I wanted to add proper Juice to GunSmith, but then I realized there was a sale on for an asset called Feel on the Unity Asset Store some months ago, and decided to take it as a cheat code. And buying it basically put me in massive debt, so yeah, leave me a subscribe and like. Okay, so now that I have Feel, I basically have a cheat code to adding a lot of juice to the game, and I've constantly been trying to integrate more and more of it. So it's still not perfect, but at the moment I am happy with how everything is turning out. So yeah, that's Juice for the game. And I only recently realized that this asset can do a lot more than I've been using it for, which could have saved me weeks or basically hours some time back of actually coding up things from scratch. So yeah, now that was good time management. So I've really invested a lot in learning art this year. It's a huge goal for me, so I've been trying my best to learn it as much as possible, because I realize that if my games look good, people are more likely to want to play them. Who would have guessed? I will admit my old games have been lacking visually because I've always slacked off on doing the art, so I've invested deeply into this year, putting me into even more debt, which you can help me solve by subscribing. But yeah, I've been trying to improve my art skills over the past few videos and decided to draw some more art for the game, these being some new level sprites, player tools, new world objects, and enemies. All the art in the game is not permanent and is subject to change in the future, but for now I like the art style. I'm working on updating the color palette as well, so that at the very least, even though my art is bad, the color in the game is at least a bit consistent. I'm slowly phasing it into the game as of writing this, but I will fully integrate it in the next coming days or weeks, whichever comes first. Okay, now for what is in the title and thumbnail of the video, assuming my dumbass does not leave it out. Tools. Having multiple yet not bloated ways to play a game can do a lot for replayability, and my game being a roguelike, replayability is literally in the definition. So adding tools will hopefully make the game a bit more fun. Now, I couldn't just go in and start adding tools and stuff to the game. No. We have to plan that out first. Review your design document and see how it affects the gameplay, like a responsible game developer. I am not a responsible game developer, which means I just started adding the tools to the game. This will totally not come back to bite me in the ass later, but yeah, they're in the game now. So to implement tools, I didn't want to make every single thing from scratch. No, I'm too lazy for that. So I did some fancy inheritance programming wizardry. So basically, I just built everything on top of the already existing weapon system that I have made over the past, I don't know, with some exceptions. So as of writing this, we have two main weapon types, these being passive and active tools, and these can be split into 4 more subtypes as of now. The first being gun type tools, which aren't actually guns but use the same system, hence the name, but basically these are tools that spawn something, things like grenades, EMPs, etc. The second being projectile modifiers. These tools will modify projectiles by adding augments to them. You can watch the previous video to get just a bit outside of what augments are. And they add them based on a rule to say every X amount of bullets do whatever. It works, and this means I can have tools that activate, say when you fire your final bullet, which means customizing your weapon with a magazine with low ammo count will let you use these tools more often, or have the tool activate every few shots, meaning having a large magazine and better fire rate will lead to more frequent use of the tool, without having to deal with frequent reloads of a small clip. And then we have stats tools which just add effects to your stats, and taking inspirations from Metal Gear Revengeance, I added nanomachines which basically just regenerate. And finally, wildcards, which are just tools that don't have a specific behavior I can tie to one type. So I just trigger a remote function somewhere else based on a string ID I pass and some other programming wizardry. After adding the two types, aside from the ones I've briefly mentioned, I added tools, of course. The first being blood bags, which boost your health. EMP vests that activate an EMP when you're hit, packed bullets which fire 5 bullets when you fire your last bullet in a clip, remote explosives which you can fire and then trigger, the RoboJack 69000 which turns enemies to your side, bullet coatings which add a random series effect to your weapon, the hoister which lets you hold another gun configuration, so now you can have 2 guns basically, and the grinding stone which adds penetration to your bullets. I am still thinking of more, and if you have any idea for any tools we can add to the game, you can leave them down in the comments. And also huge thanks to David Knight and Napon over in Discord for suggesting some tool ideas. You can also join the Discord server, the link will be in the description. I then added a few new enemies, these being the assembler which periodically spawns these exploding guys, the phaser which teleports around the screen, and then the techno anomaly which is my robotized version of the generic slime in games. So yeah, killing this guy splits it into smaller guys and all that. Finally, we have sound. Now, adding nice sounds to your game can do a lot. So I started on that. This was harder than it sounds. No pun intended, because of the procedural nature of the guns in the game. Plus, if a lot is happening on screen, it can be very easy to get overwhelmed by sound. So to solve this problem, I decided to extend the sound manager that I use for most of my games. That way, the way this extending works is that I just spawn a prefab in the world and access its audio source and then play an audio clip from there. This is better in contrast with my previous solution where a sound is played from a single source, so meaning if multiple objects are requesting that sound, it would just lead to, well, inconsistent sound. And then I realized that Few already has a sound manager, which I could have been using all along, again saving me hours of work. So yeah, the sound that I have added at the moment are some sound effects for when you're walking, ambience, firing weapons, and some of the tools, as well as explosions. So yeah, that's pretty much all we did this past month. Yeah, I hope you enjoy this video, and if you do, then please leave a like. It is a huge help. You can always join the Discord server, leave a comment in the description if you have any feedback and all that. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video, because I'm looking at my recording now and it's gonna be a pain to edit. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will hopefully see you next time. Bye.